Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the Kosinski Project, where I'm covering every movie directed by Joseph Kosinski in honor of F1 coming to theaters at the end of this month. I've already covered Tron Legacy. That video is linked in the eye in the right-hand corner. Thank you so much for the views on that and the love. I did not expect that, but I do appreciate it very much. It meant a lot to me. But now let's move ahead 3 years to 2013 and talk about Kaczynski's first collaboration with Tom Hanks. It is not Top Gun Maverick, it is called Oblivion. This was, like I said, released in 2013, starred Tom Cruise, like I mentioned, as well as Olga Kurylenko and Morgan Freeman. It tells the story of a man named Jack Harper, played by Tom Cruise, who is a part of the last remaining contingent of humans. For context, in 2017, in this movie, there was an invasion, an alien invasion, and the humans won. However, the war was so costly that the moon was destroyed and the Earth was pretty much rendered uninhabitable. And so it is up to guys like Jack to ferry the humans off of the planet and onto the next frontier, if you will. Jack is almost done. He has 2 weeks left before he joins them. However, he begins to suspect some very fishy things going on, and well, let's just say everything is not in its right place. This was a bit of a weird place for Tom Cruise. He had just done Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, a movie that I absolutely adore with all of my heart, but it was like that weird middle ground of, is this comeback a real thing or is it just a fad? Because he did that Jack Reacher movie, and I imagine no one remembers that. Like when you say Reacher to someone, you think of this. The point I'm trying to get at is that Tom Cruise was going into this original sci-fi movie with no IP attached to it, directed by a director who had only directed one movie in the previous, and I can't remember exactly if there was any hype surrounding this, but from what limited I do remember, it's not all that much. And I can safely say Oblivion is okay. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's fine. It's a Kaczynski movie, so of course the movie looks absolutely stunning. This might be one of the most beautiful looking post-apocalyptic movies I think I've ever seen. The post-apocalyptic Earth, I mean, it's desiccated for sure, but just from the looks of it, you're going, this looks, this actually doesn't look like horrible. It's not the Fury Road or anything like that. And there's a nice little bit of visual storytelling where the Earth is just completely done for, but Jack has this little corner of the world basically to himself where he can just get away from it all. And the dichotomy between that and the actual Earth that we see is actually a bit of a nice touch there. Tom Cruise was predictably good here. He has his fair share of moments and good chemistry with Olga Kurylenko, and Morgan Freeman just of course is good in anything that he is in. It really comes down to what is left on the table. I feel like there could have been something more with this. I feel like they could have told more of a story other than the big lie that was covered up from the very beginning. And the big twist that's revealed in the movie, I figured it out within 15 minutes. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at me and my big script writing brain. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that you can kind of figure out where the movie's going within about 15, 20 minutes. When the Earth looks like this and they're trying to say that the humans won, that's not a victory. Like that's something the opposite. I saw a review on Letterboxd for this movie, and it compared, and not compared, but it did a thing where a user called this movie Tom E, basically parodying Wall-E, because Wall-E is the last remaining human thing that's doing its job after everyone else has left, and kind of similar to what happens with Tom Cruise in this movie. It got a laugh out of me, but while Wall-E actually a pretty deep movie and sadly relevant in certain cases, and that movie came out in 2008. And so that movie meant for children is somehow more impactful and communicates its message better than this bigger budget starring Tom Cruise sci-fi movie. And I think just in the story and the message department, it just misses the mark. Like I said, the movie's not terrible. It's watchable for what it is. I'm gonna give it a good rating. I'm gonna give it a boost of a higher good rating because visually the movie does look really great. However, it's really nothing to write home about in terms of story. Let's just say Joseph Kosinski and Tom Cruise would do far better things together. Here's a poster of Top Gun Maverick for reasons. But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of Oblivion? If you even remember it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. And we're jumping ahead 5 more years next time and taking a look at a disaster movie that I think is just mad underrated. It's 2018's Only the Brave. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.